All right, looks like we are live. Let's refresh the group. Hope everybody's having a good day. It is David Thomas, Mr. J. Woolwine, and I don't see us in the group yet. There we are. All right, let's see here. I'll let everybody know we are going live. Boom. All right. We're going to get started here momentarily, everybody. Just give us a second. We just want to alert everyone when we're going live so they don't miss out. And then we will get diving in. So what's up, everybody? Say hello. Don't be shy. Certainly, we appreciate you tuning in. It's been the next, 10 minutes or so with us.
Make sure you put your name in when it asks you so we can see who you are.
Yeah, because on our end, it just says Facebook user. You haven't allowed StreamYard, which is the streaming service we're using to go live, to see your name. If you don't want to see your name, that's fine, but we're going to have to call you Facebook user. Otherwise, we'll get rocking and rolling. So here we go. Cool. All right. So today we're going to be talking about a topic that everybody can relate to, right? Everybody in their life has lacked confidence in something. And then everybody in time in their life has been really confident in something. And it's a really good feeling to be confident and know exactly, know exactly how you're moving forward in a particular subject or place or activity or whatever. And the truth is, in life, people who have confidence are typically the people that are winning. People who lack confidence are the people that are struggling. And, if you don't think you're the best, how do you ever expect to be the best? I'm not saying that you have to be arrogant. This is not about being proud, right? Pride cometh before a fall. We know this. It's not about being arrogant, conceited. This is about having a quiet confidence. Having a quiet confidence to know you will succeed as a father. You will succeed as a mother. You will succeed as a husband and a wife, or a business owner, or a trader, or a business builder, or whatever you're passionate about and you're trying to do. It's about having this quiet confidence and believing that you can be the best. Zig Ziglar, we all love him, right? He said, you can't perform in a manner that's inconsistent with how you see yourself. So if we can't perform in a manner that's inconsistent with how we see ourselves, then obviously that's very important. And we're going to dive into that.
All right. So our self-confidence and how we perceive ourselves really kind of shapes your identity, right? And any long-term success that you have is limited by how you see yourself, right? What is your perception? And if you don't have a positive self-image, achieving long-term success becomes really challenging. So to achieve that success and maintain it, you have to elevate your confidence, right? You have to raise your identity. And we're going to go through some steps here.
Yeah. So how do we raise our identity, right? Think of it as the temperature in your house. It's preset, right? You wake up and you want it on a nice, 72 degrees in the summer or whatever it is. And Jay's like, that's not normal at my house. But, it's preset. So if the temperature rises, what happens? It cools it back down. If the temperature drops, if in the winter, obviously, the heat will raise it back up. So no matter how cold or hot it gets, it always comes back to that same temperature. It seems to happen a lot with people, we can all relate, right, with trading. It seems like no matter how far you get ahead in trading, like you go on a winning streak, you'll inevitably do something stupid that gives your account a hit. Right? Anybody can experience that. They probably can relate to that. It's like your bank account. If you ever, it's weird. And they talk a lot. There's a lot of psychology that goes into this. Like a lot of people, if they can't get past this barrier, that when their bank account gets a certain level, then it has to be knocked back down. Right? It's that financial preset thermostat that they do something inevitably to bring it back down to a level that subconsciously they're comfortable. So it's hard to go beyond that identity sometimes, but how can we? It wouldn't be nice, right? Just to turn our identity and change the thermostat. Well, actually you can. And it takes effort, it takes dedication, but you can do that. Jay is going to share us step one.
All right. So step number one is to raise the temperature of your associations, right? You guys probably all heard that, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? So what temperature are they at, right? If you're stuck at 75 degrees, surround yourself with people that operate at 140 degrees, right? Being in their company will literally uplift you, inspire you, motivate you. You will just rise with them, right? Your temperature will rise. You will naturally rise to meet their level of excellence. And conversely, right, avoid those people who dampen your enthusiasm and cool you off, right? It's pretty simple.
Absolutely. And that's massive. I mean, people really don't understand how important that really is. Mentors, if you look at anybody who's successful in the entire world, at least 90% of them are going to say they learned from someone mentored them, someone helped them, someone helped bring them and push them and challenge them. Right. Not a lot of people know this. Jay obviously knows this. I recently, I've been working out since I was 14, 37 now. and I usually just do it by myself, or when I was high school, I always worked out with my brothers and stuff like that. But recently I hired a personal trainer because I knew I'd hit a threshold that I couldn't push past myself. I needed somebody that was on a 90-degree level to take me to that next step. And so that's what I'm, Jay always asks me, how's your workout today? And I'm just telling him, like, I am beat up, man. He is
sitting in the car afterwards trying to stop shaking so he can drive home.
This guy is tearing me up. And every week he goes to a heavier weight. And I'm like, dude, eventually I'm going to be lifting 600-pound, bicep curls, man. What are we doing here? You go up every week. He's like, no, we got to go up. Every week I'm getting pushed every week. And so, that's the same thing with your associations, not only your finances, your business, your, even in your religious faith and your family. You need somebody that's challenging you, that's keeping you accountable, that's pushing you to be better. All right. So I got to get on the tangent there, but let's go into step number 2. Step number 2, do a massive amount of work in a short period of time. Here's the truth is, if you're not putting in the effort, somebody else is going to put in the effort. And guess what? They're going to take your spot. And guess what? That's fair. That is fair. That's the law of the land. That's the law of the jungle, is if somebody else is doing the work, they're going to get that spot. It's just the way it works. So you have to put in the effort. Think about it right now. How can I be putting in more effort? Could I be doing more in my ambitions, right? In my job, in my family, in my relationship with my spouse? Could you be doing more, whether it's trading, building the business, or whatever? Are you putting in as much effort as you can? And don't create an illusion of hard work. A lot of people do that, right? They'll come in and put in, oh, I did my work for the day. I did 30 minutes. And whew, that was difficult, right? Don't create an illusion just to make yourself feel better. I can't quote it because it's a little vulgar, but there's a quote, from Sean Connery, and the PG version of it. But he says, losers always whine about their best. I did my best. He said, winners, they go out there and they get it done, right? So what are you getting done? And so step number 2 is just do it. Do a massive amount of work in a shorter period of time.
Yeah. And it's not being busy, right? It's not about making yourself busy, because you can make yourself busy doing a bunch of nothing, right? Scrolling on Facebook, what do they call it? Dead scrolling or whatever, right? That's not a massive amount of work, right? That's just making yourself busy. It's a waste of time. All right. So step number 3 is develop your confidence by keeping promises that you've made to yourself, right? By honoring those promises. If you constantly don't do what you told yourself you're going to do, then it hurts your self-confidence. You're not going to do it. When you're thinking, I want to do something, it automatically comes back, I probably won't do it. And you don't even know it, right? You're just lying to yourself, and your subconscious knows it, right? You have to actually keep those promises, right? And popularity isn't about other people liking you, right? It's about you liking you. You have to be comfortable with who you are, right? You have to know you did the work, right? You teach others how to treat you. But remember, people primarily are concerned with what you think about them, right? They're not thinking that everybody always goes, David and I have this conversation a lot. I won't tell you who's on which side of it, but worried about other people's perceptions of what you're doing, right? People don't care. They really just care about themselves. Everybody really is just thinking about themselves. That's the bottom line. And you've heard it, like I've seen it with age, like 20s, right? You're worried about this. 30s, you're worried about that. And by the time you get to be 40, 50, 60, you don't really give a crap, right? What anybody else thinks. You're just doing your thing. You
realize they weren't thinking about you anyway, right?
Yeah, you realize that they weren't thinking about you in the first place, right? So people are really concerned about themselves. Just focus on keeping your promises to yourself, right? And that's what truly matters.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for me personally, and I know Jay is feeling the same ways, there's really only two people that matter what their opinion is of you, right? It's God and your spouse. If your spouse, who is it's typically your number one confidant, right? Your best friend, the person that's keeping you accountable, that's calling you on your crap, right? What do they think about you? Do they approve of the way you are? And then also, what does God think about that, right? So if you can say that I'm living up to those two standards, who cares what anybody else thinks, right? Just you do what you know you're supposed to do and forget about the rest. What do they say? Do your best, forget the rest type thing. That's like a workout quote. But in a sense, there's some truth to that. Is don't worry about what anybody else thinks. Just get it done. Do what you're supposed to do and follow those steps. And that will build confidence. You'll be very surprised how much confidence that will actually build. So hope you get value out of that. We appreciate you. And we'll be back next week, 4 p.m. Eastern. Jay, appreciate you as always, brother. You got a lot.
Take action. Take action on those 3 steps.
Absolutely. Hopefully y'all took notes today. You can rewatch this if you need to. But we appreciate you. Have a good one. And we will see you back very soon. Take care.
See you guys.